Zo, and we are reacting to the Apothecary Diaries Season 2, Episode 5, and whole show Episode 29, I believe. Last episode, we were trying to arrange a Moon Fairy performance for the special envoys that we were semi-introduced to, the blonde twins. Or not twins, they're supposed to be cousins that look alike. The strange thing about that is that Gaoshun had this entire story about, he had like this hypothetical story that clearly wasn't hypothetical, but we also don't really know exactly in what way I think we're supposed to interpret it. Like Mama just said, like he's hiding something, but I don't know what. But it was about the twins, which I'm guessing we're supposed to connect to the foreign twins. The twins not being able to leave a room, but then one of them got pregnant, so they found a way for one of them to leave the room. Then Mama figured out that it probably has something to do with mirrors, and we were already introduced to the fact that the special envoy brought a bunch of mirrors. I think that was the main thing for last episode, except for finding out that Grandma was a fucking baddie. That was the second main thing. Oh, and the third main thing is that we're probably gonna force Jinshi to cross-dress and dance, which is actually, now that I think about it, the thing I'm most looking forward to this episode. So actually, let's just watch that. Let's get into that. I mean, the whole mystery is gonna unravel itself, and I'm probably not gonna notice anyway. It's cool. I'm doing the Carlton. The goat. Reminds me of Free Run and how they discussed rumors. Girl, I was about to say, do we know you like that yet? I like her so much. I don't want to be suspicious, but everyone's suspicious in this show. Suspicious. Caterpillar. Damn. Is that the one we saw? I was about to say. Because of the light. I can't believe I'm forced to think about moths, but the only thing I wanted to really think about is, okay, now we're focusing on the fucking moths. We saw one in the end of the last episode. They sparkle apparently in the moonlight. I know they exist, like the glittery moths. There was also kind of like I think that's why they showed the painting on purpose again. The glowing spots in the painting of Grandma dancing. It's probably those moths. So they were around back then too. And now I'm kind of like, why are we supposed to remember that these moths were there 50 years ago? They're probably gonna come back in and I'm not gonna figure out why. Okay, let's go back a little because we're supposed to pay attention to moth facts, obviously. I have heard about that before. She's trying to breed moths? Girl, what the hell is going on? Oh wait, I forgot they still have to put on the performance, so she's probably gonna use them for effects. Damn, she was holding it like that. Okay. Uncle Dad. Brother Dad. Jesus Christ, honestly. Big fucking day. Damn. Damn. Yes. You wanna dance? He's gonna address the emperor directly. Okay. Not the brother. Ooh. Was she the one talking to the Shisho? Damn, Ayla. That was so on purpose. Jesus. The fact that's not even your job, but you're still doing it, which is what this whole show is about. Why did they have him do it? Shit. God, you're so uncomfortable, bro. Eileen and Ayla. Probably not. Oh. Dang. Look at him, bro. Oh. Yes. Yes. Just thinking about that he had to learn this dance too. Can you imagine your paperwork is delayed for 8 weeks because he had to learn this dance? They did use the moth. That's kind of fucking cool. Wow. That was pretty. Demi Moon?
暗闇の中で黒い布を剥げば突如現れたように見えるでしょう。その蛾が決め手です。淡い光の正体は蛾の成虫だった。ババアは嫌がらせだと言っていたために匂いを発する者がいる。ババアの周りに集まって月のせいに見えたわけだ。なんという偶然。
Damn, grandma was so bad. I'm sorry.
あれは皆に見せる代物ではない。
I was about to say, that's why they didn't do it in front of everybody. I was about to say, why the fuck is he wet? Could have fucking drowned. I mean, I'm not even gonna shit on him. He is rightfully upset. Bad fucking day. Of course he can't. Got a box? Oh, she's going to school.
Ooh, my boy going to school. Fuck it up, Kenneth. Kenneth, fuck it up. Fuck it up, Kenneth.
Forgot they were building a school, to be honest. The first generation at school. I was about to say something stupid. I was about to say, why is Mama not going? Like, she needs to be fucking going. Except to teach.
組み合わせ次第で毒になりうる。どの宮の者も大量に紅葉を購入していた。あの特使たちの手配ということは、妃の座に潜り込むということもあったと思いますが、それどころじゃないでしょうね。高級には4人の親の権力を考えるとローラン妃だろう。父親の師匠は、先の皇帝の代から重用されていた長身だ。
So he's from the old generation.
あまり熱量は高くなさそうだ。
Clearly.
皇帝の外籍であることに起因していて出世にがっつく性格ではない。逆にここ数代でのし上がってきたリー主妃の実家は幼い娘を差し出すほどの野心家だ。主情はあいにく豊満な女性が好みなの。一方で帝の寵愛が最も大きいのは玉葉妃だ。再び主情の子を身ごもっている。交易で
Wait, she's from the west? I mean, she's probably not from the exact same country as the envoys, but Can't believe I forgot that. They probably mentioned that in season 1 now that I think about it.
Yes.
Our ladies in waiting were talking about how she has, contact with her family and she exchanges info with them. And they might have mentioned that she's from a Western country, but I completely forgot about that. Also, it's really interesting. Li Hua being related maternally to the emperor. Lolan obviously via the old emperor's old boys club that she shows probably a part of. Li Shu, ambitious generational climbers family when it comes to social status, to the point where they fucking sold the old emperor a baby, which in hindsight makes sense knowing what kind of person he was, unfortunately. Interesting.
娘のリンリー姫に加え交易で潤っているように見えるが土地は痩せていて決して豊かとは言えないという抑揚費は過去に2度毒による暗殺未遂に遭っている昨年起きた園遊会での事件はアードー妃の次女頭が
Yeah, we know that one was a mistake. At least Target was a mistake.
いかにも人間らしい動機であった犯人は誰だったの犯人は先日のキノコ事件でなどこで毒の知識を手に入れたのだろうか推理
I was about to say, we know someone.
彼女の行方は分かっていない何が目的でジンス様を狙ったのかただの毒味役がこんなこと考えて何になる変換でもするか
That's actually a smart thing to do for your mental health. But for plot reasons.
俺は水晶宮の次女たち
Jesus.
水晶
Oh
宮
yeah,
の
Sheen.
中で一人だけ紅葉をつけていなかった
She smelled her?
流行りに敏感な水晶宮で珍しいと思ったけど一人ぐらいはいるかちょっとだるいかもしれない微熱がありますね
一応診療所に連れて行ってくれない
診療所ですか
To your best
医局
friend?
とは違う連れて行ってあげて
Oh,
わかりました
not to our best friend?
高級の北側にこんなところがあったとは洗濯場があるの
Again, the north
服や
side.
敷物を頻繁に洗えて合理的だな中年の女官なんて珍しいの
微熱だね。舌出してみ。2、3日無理をしなければ問題ない程度だよ。
移すわけにはいかないので念のため止めていただけますか
やぶ医者よりよっぽど手慣れていて
She certainly does.
アルコールの匂いですね窓が多くて風通しもいいですし療養には最適な場所かと
Actual hospital shit.
具合の悪い次女は
あんたは仕事に戻んな。付き添いだからってサボれると思うんじゃないよ。
失礼しました
She did mention how they'd never get illnesses spreading around.
それにしても年かさの女官ば
Are they also kind of like sequestered away? Yeah.
診療所では経験や知識も
Girl.
マスター何かご用でしょうか
偶然会って話しかけたら悪いのか
That guy should like, please talk to this man.
診療所です
高級に入った時一応すべて案内されるはずだが
She did not read that
覚え
shit.
ていたのか
売られてきたばかりでふてくされていたので聞いてなかったのかもしれません思った以上によくできた場所だったので驚きましたむしろあそこを医局にした方が良いのではどういうことでしょうか
医官には男しかなれないからです大怪我の処置は医官しかできません医官だけです
匂いがしなかったのはそういうことか私はど
They're
うな
literally not allowed. Yeah.
目をつぶっているということだ
肝がんね今の工程に代替わりした後肝がんとなる手術は人材が枯渇するのは目に見えている 人士様の年齢を考えるとちょうど禁止される前かあと数年待っていれば
Praying for your junk. I'm fucking dead.
口に出てたか
わかった薬を煎じていることを他者に知られない
You might have wanted to tell her that a little bit earlier. I mean, she's not the person to gossip anyway, but still.
さっきの下女から薬の匂いがした。
Smelled it on her? Damn.
隠れて薬を作ってるね。
Damn. This is such an inconvenience that I never thought I'd have to worry about. Like, there's so much going on in this show already. The fact that now I have to worry about Malma being in danger for doing her job that she repeatedly is asked to do by people that know she shouldn't be doing that is really fucking throwing me, honestly. Like, can you imagine having to deal with all this shit? And then it's like, oh yeah, and don't tell anybody that you're dealing with all this shit. Bro, I'm going back to the laundry room. Do not call me. Do not address me. Also, I can't believe I had this whole kind of brain fart about these moths and that they were supposed to be significant, only for them to be used as fairy lights for this one performance, and I could probably forget about them after this. That was fun, first of all. I fucking loved the Moon Fairy performance. Very well done. The envoys. Actually, I was right in the first episode when they were... Was it the first or second episode when they were kind of like previewed at the end, and I was like, they fucking unsettle me. That's not true anymore. Now they actively scare me. At least, which one was it? Isla? Isla scares me. Eileen seems like the sensible one. The older cousin, if I may. But obviously we don't know for sure. They also mentioned, Gaushan also mentioned in the story, the hypothetical story, that the younger one sneaked off and got pregnant or whatever. And now I'm thinking, like, it was probably about them, but he doesn't know them. So this probably didn't happen, right? Did she sneak out back in the day and got pregnant? I mean, because now that we know a little bit more, she seems like the type for it. Or was it kind of like a metaphor for something else? Did she sneak out and do something else? Because when Mama asked about it last episode, like, was she actually pregnant or is it like placebo effect? He was like, let's say she was. Is it because he doesn't know the answer or because it doesn't matter because that's not what he was talking about? I'm spiraling. Girl, what the fuck is going on with these blonde bitches? I'm so confused. Anyway, for now I'm scared. Rightfully so, I think. I'm actually glad Mama brought up that the essential oil thing wasn't resolved at all, because we still don't know what the fuck that was about. I think, yeah, I mean, I get why she doesn't really want to assert whether she thinks it's a coincidence or like an active plot from somebody to mix all of these miscarriage-inducing things into the rear palace, like the scented oils. But she says, like, if I'm gonna assume that someone did this on purpose, then who could it have been? And I know she's saying that because multiple different people bought this scented oils because they were probably presented as something that's in style, just like with the dresses that they sold in the caravan. So I feel like it's very, I mean, obviously because I'm watching this show I can say that, but I understand for Mama it might be a long shot to be like, oh, the people selling them were actually on purpose, you know, selling them these things. So I hope she kind of gets more suspicious with the special envoys now that she's actually seen them and seen how they've acted, because that's kind of like that was kind of wild. There was definitely like kind of like, I feel like, significant hints sprinkled throughout this episode that I might have missed, like how she was talking about that this new clinic that we found out about, full of like elderly ladies that kind of serve as nurses and doctors but aren't actually allowed to act like doctors, but are more efficient than the actual doctor. The fact that that clinic is at the northern part of the rear palace. So now we have, layout wise, we have like a big focus, I feel like, on the northern part of the rear palace, because we've already established that the old orchard is there, the old place where Granny used to dance is there, and that's because there's a bunch of old structures from like she said a previous, it translated as ethnicity, so I'm guessing a previous people have had structures there that we now still have the ruins from, and she said we still use like the walls, the waterways, and something else. But anyway, so like the orchard, the ruins, and now this clinic, I feel like are all situated in the northern part of the rear palace. I'm probably supposed to remember that. Speaking of remembering things, like I said, I completely forgot that we probably have already heard that Gyokyo is from a western nation. We knew she was from another place, but the fact that she's from the west and these new envoys are also from the west, but I'm thinking the envoys are from like the far west, and Gyokyo might be from like the direct, you know, general area of the west next to the country that we're in. Because like I said, I don't know if I've said this explicitly before, but we know something is up with Gyokyo and her family. We also got to know about the fact that her family are actually not very well off compared to other, obviously, families of status that have the concubines, or like the top 4 concubines in this rear palace. That was also very interesting, by the way, to learn a little bit more about their kind of like the differences in reputation for the different families. So Gyokyo's is kind of like trade oriented but not as high up, because I feel like merchants are definitely societally have always been a lower tier, if that's the case. Oh yeah, she said that their land was infertile, so they probably do kind of like rely on trade almost fully for sustenance. Lishu was an ambitious family that kind of like climbed up through the generations, and they seem very desperate to like keep doing that or keep improving their status because, you know, she made the comment that they were willing to give their young fucking child baby to this that's like I can't even say it in a better way. Like they just gave their baby to make sure that they stayed in his good graces, I guess. So that's all we need to know about that family. Lihua, her family is less concerned, I feel like, about, I don't remember the exact wording, I'm gonna look it up probably. Like her family is kind of like not as ambitious compared to the other ones, or like maybe not as high up, but they have like a maternal bond with the emperor, so they're probably related to the empress dowager. I don't know how they call it, what they call it. So they're probably like, her family's probably related to the empress mom's family, so that's why I feel like they don't feel as big of a need to kind of like worm their way into certain spaces because they're already connected like that. Oh yeah, obviously Lolan is probably the most interesting one. We didn't, I think, get that much more information compared to what we got before this though, because we did already know that her dad was connected to the old emperor. I feel like they mentioned that in like one of the very first episodes that they introduced both of them, Lolan and her dad. So we have Shisho and Lolan in kind of like a family that is just very much tied to the old emperor and his ways and his government. I should have probably paid more attention to what the little symbols were that Mama made for all of them. I think she made like a flower for Lolan, an apple for Lihua. I don't know if that was just a boob joke or if I'm supposed to be kind of like remembering like the significance of apples compared to the crystal pavilion. The tree was Lishu and Gyokyo was maybe a leaf or something. I don't know, I'm probably gonna go back and check that one again. Oh yeah, like I said, one of the biggest revelations of this entire episode was that Mama is not supposed to tell anybody that she can make medicine because she's not supposed to be doing that. And I'm just kind of like, did Mama know that before? Because I sure fucking didn't. That's why I was kind of like, I was projecting my offense onto her, where I was kind of like, you could have fucking told me that earlier, but there's a big fucking chance that she already knew, I just didn't. That's kind of a crazy thing to keep into account now, because they definitely never put emphasis on it before, up until now. Now that I'm saying that, I might be fucking lying, because like there's a reason that Mama was sneaking around all the way back in episode 1, trying to let people know that she knew about things. Okay, but we know that's more of a personal thing, that she doesn't want to get involved in the things and get herself into trouble. But still, like the fact that it's supposed to be a secret now, and then like literally 2 seconds later, Island already fucked it up by letting the old lady see the medicine that Mama made. So yeah, that's kind of like a stressor I didn't expect to have to take into account. But let's see how Mama handles it, because she handles everything light years better than I ever could. So I'm very excited to see just anything continuing from this point on. I feel like there's so many things already going on. Like whatever they pick up next episode, they literally could go back to the Lihaku Pyrin subplot next episode and I'd still be happy, because obviously I think that's very fucking fun. And second of all, there's just so many like fun things going on, I feel like, at this point. So okay, I'm rambling. This is all I have to say, I think. See you.